It's Tuesday, July 30th, 2019. Digital Trends Live is about to start now. Here are some of the topics we'll be covering. Another day, another security breach is announced. This time, Capital One has exposed a data breach that may have compromised the accounts of up to 100 million people. And in our Tech for Change segment today, we welcome back Don McGuire, VP of Marketing for Qualcomm Technologies, to discuss an incredible product utilizing their technology, the BrailleNote Touch Plus, and a new e-bike advertises that it has a virtually theft-proof bicycle with a GSM tracking system. But our own Adam Kaslikowski begs to differ. He'll give his experience on the show, and we'll be joined by Alex Shaw of Solo Sciences, a company working to help curb the scourge of counterfeit product in the marijuana industry with a unique tracking system. All that and more on today's Digital Trends Live. There it is, Hanif. I've been told that's a super rad live shot right there.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
It is. I mean, look at that. Well, I don't know what the billboard's for, though. The POW billboard. No, I'm kind of questioning that part.
Yeah, we got to figure that one out.
Yeah,
right?
I'm
I
not
guess we
sure.
have to see it all the time.
Well,
we should
yeah,
probably know what it is.
Probably. Hello, everyone. This is Digital Trends Live. This is our daily show here from Digital Trends, bringing you the trending tech topics of the day, news, headlines, interviews, and discussions, because we're broadcasting live across a number of different platforms. And thanks for joining us. We're on LinkedIn Live, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. We're on YouTube Live. We're on Facebook. We're on Dailymotion. We're on Apple News. We're on 2 different mobile apps. We're on a special television app that you can download, and we're at digitaltrends.com/live. That is a lot of places I just said, so wherever you're at, thank you. But that means you can have your conversations with us. You can drop in your comments as we go through the show, and that's part of the fun of this show. It's interactive. We like to have a good time. We like to talk about tech together, and that is one of the most important parts. But to start off, I'm Greg Nibbler, joined by Hanif Jackson. Hello,
Hey,
Hanif.
how's it going?
Doing
Glad to
well.
be here yet again.
Here again, and I have it on good authority that Hanif has had his coconut water this morning,
I did.
so we're expecting a good mood, good tidings.
All is well. Man,
All is well.
We are on a lot of platforms.
We are.
Like, that's insane.
It's a lot of platforms, and it's growing every day, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So whatever, if maybe we're on a new platform today I didn't even know about, but thank you for being here with us, and we do appreciate it. And I follow along with the comments for every one of them, so make sure you drop those in there. We'll make sure we get those as we go through. But let's talk about this big trending story here at the top, and this is something following another trending story that was very similar to this just a few days ago. And I am talking about another data breach. It comes from Capital One this time, where they announced that they had a data breach back a couple of weeks ago is when they discovered it. And it potentially could have compromised up to 100 million accounts. The personal data of approximately 100 million people, including nearly 80,000 bank account numbers and 140,000 social security numbers, may have been taken. And this was taken by a third party, a contractor named Paige A. Thompson, who has been arrested. Anyway, she's been accused of this, I guess is what I'll say. And saying that they blame her for stealing the data from the bank's credit card applications in March. This is according to a report from Bloomberg.
Yeah, this is crazy. I was looking into the article a little bit more, and it's kind of funny. She, I guess, had this meetup of, like-minded, I guess they call them black hat hackers, if you will. And she went by the code name Erratic, which I think is kind of funny in of itself.
Right.
And she kind of outed herself in a way and told them, I have this thing that I'm about to release, and the FBI, subsequently went after her and they raided her.
Yeah,
I guess it was her home.
I believe so. I believe it was her home, and we're getting details on this too as it comes out. But she, announced on various online platforms that she had done this and that she was going to do it, and that she was trying to get the encrypted data off of her servers.
Yeah, almost like she was trying to offload it onto somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but who's going to take that?
Right. Exactly. So the scale of this could make it one of the biggest financial data breaches ever. And that's one of the big things that we're talking about here. So the largest was the 2017 Equifax breach, which is where hackers stole personal data from about 147 million people. And that's the one where we've seen a lot of information coming out about that with the settlement case. And that's been on digitaltrends.com. You can go there and read up on that. I actually applied. My personal data was apparently taken in that one.
Oh, wow.
And so I was part of the settlement.
A lot of people are affected by this one. So odds are, if you have any dealings with Capital One, you might want to go ahead and give them a looking into.
Yeah. So they are. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be contacting everyone through a number of different ways. I'm taking a look here at a comment coming through, Peter. How do we catch these cyber criminals? They need to be put on desert islands where there isn't electricity or internet for each person they harmed. Yeah, I mean, and that's the problem. Catching them afterward doesn't always happen. In this case, it sounds like they may have, which is good. But it's more that preventative, preventing it from happening to begin with. And it's one of the things we talk a lot about here on Digital Trends Live. We have a lot of experts on data security that come on the show and talk about different ways that we can prevent that. But it's also very hard. I mean, people who are trying to do this, they're on top of technology as much as the biggest companies are. And so they can figure out ways. And that's part of the issue, is staying on top of that. You have to have a very robust security system.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a never-ending battle of tit for tat. New software comes out, new exploits come out with it. And it sounds like the young lady that is accused here, also, she's in jail at the moment. I think she hasn't been released on bond yet. But she obviously knew what she was doing, and the damage has kind of already been done. She obviously wasn't able to find anyone to offload this data to, but the fact is that she had it in her hands for an undisclosed amount of time. So, the damage is kind of done. It's like, she's sitting in jail, but what about all those people who don't know, what their status is? So I don't necessarily agree with Peter, but I kind of get his sentiment in terms of just, they definitely should be held accountable. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I should say it was approximately 100 million individuals in the U.S. There's also 6 million in Canada as well that may have had their data taken. They said that they don't believe it was used for fraud or disseminated by the individual, but that's something that I think is going to take time to actually figure out.
Yeah, this is definitely.
We're not going to know that right off the bat.
Developing story.
David says she might be a flight risk. Yeah, I would think so. I'm going to guess that there's probably not going to be bail. I can't speak 100% on that. That would be my guess on that.
No, I think she's going to be sitting for a while.
Yeah. So that's the information that we have, and this is this came out yesterday. This is yet another one in line of these data breaches and these security issues that are going on. So that's the Capital One. You can read more about it at digitaltrends.com. Follow up there, and no word yet on when Capital One is going to be reaching out to those who were affected, but they said they will be imminently getting a hold of people in a number of different ways, and I'm sure there'll be a website that'll probably go along with that too, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's the information on that. That is a big trending story. We've got more trending topics to cover for you here on Digital Trends Live, but first, it's time for Read 'em and Weep.
So soon?
Soon. We're going right into it.
All right, then.
Hanif, we're not dancing around it today. We're getting right into this. We're going to take a look at some of the comments and questions that come across our many different platforms. We're going to address them directly because that's what we do here at Digital Trends.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Sven, regarding new Capital One data breach affects 100 million people. Here's the very latest. Who's in your wallet? Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a marketing campaign.
A third-party contractor is in my wallet, apparently.
Yeah, that's, yep. Named Erratic, who is apparently in all of our wallets. Sven, solid. I bet you're not going to be the first one to do that, but you certainly made it the first one here on Read 'em and Weep.
I like
that comment. Yeah. Solosar. I like the name. I don't know if I like the comment yet. Regarding new Sony WF-1000 XM3 versus Klipsch T5 versus Sennheiser Momentum. Totally incompetent review. Do people plan on using these while watching videos or playing games? Yes. Then you need to talk about latency, or this review is useless. All right.
Man.
Wow.
Driving the point home about that latency.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the only determining factor? Maybe not.
Apparently, I mean, I think people usually factor in a few other things when they're deciding on headphones.
But no, he's driving home latency, all caps.
Yeah, very serious about it. We see that.
Thanks for watching on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for watching regardless. And we do have, you can go to digitaltrends.com and read the full reviews, and I bet latency is covered in there, but Solosar, I will make sure this gets passed on to whoever did this one.
Yes. The experts will be advised.
Yeah, they will be advised immediately. Hanif will be going to their desk as soon as this segment's over. Nick, regarding this $3,000 e-bike is allegedly impossible to steal. We stole it in 60 seconds. So we're going to be talking about this actually coming up. We've got Adam Kostakowski, our automotive editor, who was part of this. He's going to be addressing this. On today's episode, we show you exactly how to steal an expensive e-bike. 99% of you had previously no idea how to steal. Well, I would say read the article on that. And I think there's a lot to this particular story that we'll have Adam addressing here when we come on later on the show. But he showcased in a video how he was able to get past some of these security systems that were part of this.
Alleged.
We'll just leave it at that. We'll have Adam on. Adam's going to be addressing it directly here on the show. So Nick, there, I'll just leave it at that. There we go. $3,000 e-bike. $3,000. Is that standard price for an e-bike? Probably.
Yeah, they can get up there, or even higher, really, if you start talking about mountain bikes.
Oh, that's true. I love e-bikes. They're awesome. They also feel like cheating, but it's still fun.
It is cheating.
It is cheating. I'm sure Andy agrees. Jurgen. Regarding smart assistive drive tech allows truck driver to control multiple trucks. Okay, but what happens when the light turns and the second truck hasn't made it through the intersection? This happens when I caravan all the time. Good question. We highlighted this technology here on Digital Trends a couple of days ago, maybe or late last week. And essentially what it is it's designed to where you would have a standard semi-truck driver, like an actual human, driving it, but then another one exactly the same following it immediately behind that is autonomous, that follows whatever the driver's movements are. So if he goes through a turn or he or she goes through a turn, it follows exactly like that.
So it's like a truck Peloton, if you will.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And I, being familiar with the Peloton, if to Jurgen's point here, one mistake at the front is going to cause chaos for everyone in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And I think, aren't they trying to just use these like on bigger, longer stretches, like not necessarily just like, you know, city to city type things?
Yeah, that's the general idea is because, well, I want to say hello to everybody who's on LinkedIn Live right now. Hi, Rupesh, who's joining us on there. Roger, regarding scientists created a pair of contacts that zoom in when you blink. We'll also be covering this a little bit later. Having a conversation with someone for longer than a few seconds will get real personal. I can see you have a number of clogged pores. Yeah, the idea behind this is you would be able to blink a few different ways and then zoom in and have like, yeah, enhance. Like, how awkward would that be if you're staring at someone just like,
yeah,
dude, what are you looking at?
You got
Come on,
in your eye?
Come on, man. Trying to find a stain on the shirt. What are you doing? But that is a good point. We will talk about that a little bit more later here on Digital Trends Live, and that was Read 'em and Weep.
Some good ones today.
Some very good ones. Yep, and we appreciate those. So every single day here at Digital Trends Live, we do cover Read 'em and Weep, where we take a look at some of the comments that come through across our different platforms, and that's what we do here at Digital Trends. All right. Continuing on, let's talk about some other trending news. This has to do with Google and their Pixel 4. The Pixel 4 phone expected to come out probably October. That's generally when they release their new phones. September is kind of iPhone, Apple's month. October is generally speaking Google's month to release their new phones. But they've been slowly releasing information about it anyway, because unlike some of the other companies, I do find it pretty interesting what Google's been doing. You always have the leaks and the rumors that come out and renderings of patents for different phones. Google was just like, yeah, all right, here you go. Here's what it looks like. Has released images. There's the image they released before saying, okay, fine, yeah, this is it. And then now, they actually released a video showcasing some of the new tech they're going to be utilizing in this phone. And this has kind of been rumored for a while, but now we actually get to see it a little bit in use, at least in their advertisement. They released this picture here, which showcases some of the different chips and the sensors that are going to be on it.
Sensors.
All sorts of stuff. Different, front face lock, because Face ID is going to be a huge thing on this, but also they're going to be using this motion sensing technology that they've been working on for a long time. And it comes from their Advanced Technology and Projects team, ATAP, and the technology, they're calling it SOLI. So it's a motion sensing radar.
Well, that's neat. So what we're seeing on screen here is a woman just kind of had her face up to the phone. It looked like it unlocked it or something, and then she was able, through just a hand gesture, to swipe through just the different panels and screens of the phone, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, and they showcase it. We won't play the music side of it, but they showcase swiping through like different songs, like she's listening to something, just like swiping through like next song, that kind of thing, all using just hand gestures and motions. I like this idea.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Gestures have been around for a while, but what's cool about this is the fact that they've confirmed that this is a feature on that phone, right?
It's a feature on there. There was the LG G8 ThinQ had that. They had some hand motion gestures, although largely it wasn't received as well. I don't think a lot of people used it, at least according to reviews that I've read. You know, maybe some people out there really enjoyed it. But either way, this is, so it's solely in motion sense is what they're technically calling it. But they're saying this is the first generation. And it's using this radar technology, which is really interesting. So it's actual radar technology, just they've reduced it down to a tiny scale to where it's, that you can use it with a person rather than searching for a jet over the ocean or something. This is a different kind of radar, but it's still kind of utilizing that. Keelan, but what if there's a fly in the room? Foiled? Good question.
Yeah. It could just be gesturing all over the place.
Dude, you're messing with my playlist. Stop it. I wonder about that. Yeah, if it affects like how far out it works.
Right.
And yeah, if other people are just going to be able to walk in front of you.
Little clip we just saw there, it looked like she was fairly close. I mean,